Hi, my name is Annie, and welcome to the Walking Word, where we go through the Holy Bible in a year as part of discipling. We have been reading from the book of Kings, and we are in 1 Kings chapter 21. We didn't finish 1 Kings chapter 20, but it ends with the victory of Ahab over Ben-Hadad. So that's something you have to look into, that even how God, because of his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is still favorable to Ahab, whom we know is the husband to Jezebel, and they're just a wicked bunch, right? But because of God, and that's why we call him a covenant-keeping God, Yahweh is a covenant-keeping God, is because he's just giving victory to Ahab because of his covenant with Abraham, his covenant with Isaac, his covenant with Jacob, who is called Israel. Yeah. Yep. So let's move to chapter 21, the seizing of Naboth's vineyard. Chapter 21 of 1 Kings. Sometime after this, as Naboth, the Jezreelite, had a vineyard in Jezreel next to the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. Ahab said to Naboth, give me your vineyard to be my vegetable garden, since it is close by, next to my house. I will give you a better vineyard in exchange. Sounds like a fair deal. I really like your garden. I'm a king. Come on, give me the land. And I'm not taking it for free. We're exchanging it with something else, okay? I will give you a better vineyard in exchange, or if you prefer, I will give you its value in money. So sell agreement, trade. I'm not, I'm not like just taking your vineyard for no. The Lord forbid it, Naboth answered him, that I should give you my ancestral heritage. Okay. Ahab went home disturbed and angry at the answer Naboth the Jezreelite had made to him. I will not give you my ancestral heritage? Me, the king, what? Remember, if you can remember, when Samuel was warning the Israelites, if you ask for a king, you guys, are you sure you know what you want? Because a king actually owned everything. Anyway, we continue. Verse 4, Ahab went home disturbed and angry at the answer Naboth the Jezreelite had given him. I will not give you my ancestral heritage. Lying down on his bed, he turned away from food and would not eat. So he's sulking. His wife Jezebel came to him and said to him, why are you so angry that you will not eat? Yani, I cooked and you're not eating. For who? In whose house? In whose palace? He answered her, because I spoke to Naboth the Jezreelite, and he said to him, sell me your vineyard, or if you prefer, I will give you a vineyard in exchange. Like, just give me, But he refused to let me have this vineyard, his vineyard. A fine ruler over Israel you are indeed. Now, this is where this is where the Jezebel spirit gasses you up. Literally gasses you up for evil. Oh, yeah, you must be the finest ruler in all of Israel. Really? You're letting one of your subjects talk to you like that? Like, ain't you a man? Get up. Now his wife is telling him. His wife said to him, get up, eat, and be cheerful. Can you stop being childish? I will obtain the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite for you. And this is the relationship between an Ahab spirit and a Jezebel spirit. The Jezebel knows how to position herself. So we're talking about the Jezebel spirit and how it can invoke the Ahab spirit. Because remember, an Ahab spirit is the inverse of a Jezebel spirit. An Ahab spirit is a people pleaser, is a people-pleasing spirit, a very bad spirit. In fact, God equates it to divination and sorcery. That's how much he dislikes people pleasers. But a Jezebel spirit just knows. They know how to just sweep in and look like they're the Superman saving the day. Here. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, forgery, and having sealed them with his seal, because only the king had a seal, sent them to the elders and to the nobles who live in the same city with the Naboth. This is what the Jezebel, sometimes they dig for you some, and many of them, the psychological term for it is narcissism. But we know that narcissism is just not, if you're spirit-led, you know that narcissism is just not. It is also a spirit, and it's the Jezebelian spirit. But you will notice that they take action into their hands. They take action into, they feel like they're the ones who are grieved. But the whole point is so that they are the ones who are seen to have fixed issues. They're the ones who fix issues. They're the ones who have solutions. And they don't care at what price they get that solution. Then listen to what happens. So she wrote the letters in Ahab's name, sealed them with his seal, the king's seal. Only the king had that seal. This is what she wrote in the letters. Verse 9. Proclaim a fast and set Naboth at the head of the people. Next, get scoundrels to face him and accuse him of having cursed God and king. Then take him out and stone him to death. His fellow citizens, the elders and the nobles who dwelt in the city, did as Jezebel had ordered them in writing through the letters she had sent to them. They proclaimed a fast and placed Naboth at the head of the people. And this is so bad when a Jezebel, you'd rather even have a Jezebel in the office than have a Jezebel in church. They are the worst. They're the ones who concoct these things. The Lord told me that you are a witch, when maybe it's not true. Maybe you're just suffering from something else. But anywho, they proclaimed the fast, and they sent the information to Jezebel that Naboth had been stoned to death. You remember, they accused Naboth that he had cursed God and king. When Jezebel learned that Naboth had been stoned to death, she said to Ahab, now go. Can you go take your possession now? I've fixed the issue. Literally, she said that. Go on and take possession of the vineyard of Naboth, the Jezreelite, which he refused to sell to you, because Naboth is not alive but dead. On hearing that Naboth was dead, Ahab started off on his way down to the vineyard of Naboth, the Jezreelite, to take possession of it. Oh my God, my lovely wife, how did you do this? How did you? And an Ahab spirit is an ignorant spirit. It's a spirit that doesn't like seeking information. Remember, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. And that is an Ahab spirit. But the Lord said to Elijah the Tishbite, start down to meet Ahab, king of Israel, who rules in Samaria. He will be in the vineyard of Naboth, of which he has come to take possession of. This is what you shall tell him. Tell him that the Lord says, after murdering, do you also take the possession? For this the Lord says, in the place where the dogs licked up the blood of Naboth, the dogs shall lick up your blood too. Have you found me out, my enemy? Ahab said to Elijah, Yani, have you come to look for me, your enemy? Yes, he answered, because you have given yourself up to doing evil in the Lord's sight. I am bringing evil upon you. I will destroy you and will cut off every male in Ahab's line, whether slave or free man in Israel. I will make your house like the house of Jeroboam, son of Nebat. Don't get me on that one. And like that of Baasha, son of Ahijah, because of how you have provoked me by leading Israelite to sin. Against Jezebel too, the Lord declared, the dogs shall devour Jezebel in the district of Jezreel. When one of Ahab's line dies in the city, dogs will devour him. When one of them dies in the field, the birds of the sky will devour him. There's no ending to these guys. So this is what we call generational iniquity, generational curses. Yeah, generational patterns.